What up, what up? Welcome to the Chopping It Up with Penner podcast. I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite pieces of art, the inspiration behind them. For those that don't know, I'm Penner. I got a short series called Chopping It with Penner, where I hit you with a message each week, well, each every other week. Um, and this is just an extension of that, where I break down some of my favorite pieces. I'm also an artist, and all of my art is personal, very introspective, and it always comes from the heart. So today, this week, we got one of my favorite pieces, Hidden Gems. I made this. This is one of my first pieces as well. I would say once I was really getting comfortable with a certain style of art I was doing at the time, and everything I do is, like I said, it's inspired by some type of feeling or some type of situation I was going through at the time. And this particular one was where I feel like some of the best things in life are free. Some of the best things that we take for granted are things that are right under our nose. And that's why it's called, hidden gems. Certain friendship, certain jobs that we used to work. Maybe you went to a certain school, a neighborhood you lived in, just laughing and talking with certain people. We all have these experiences in our life. And I would say, even for me, like one of my best experiences in life was when I was in college. And I ain't gonna lie, when I was in college, I was broke. And I know everybody says that, but I literally remember scraping up change to eat. I literally remember time. And then the thing is, for me, I didn't have to struggle the way I did. I made a lot of dumb decisions. I did. I'm a sneakerhead, and there was times where I would buy J's before I bought food. And I'm not proud to say that. It was stupid. I did. And for those that know me from college, yes, I made some stupid decisions to have them J's. But at the time, those that know, hey, we had to do what we had to do. But at the time too, I don't think I focused as much on, not having the money as, I would per se now. Now I'm a grown man. I got a family to take care of. Of course, my bills are bigger. So, it's more imperative and more important that I handle my business. But back then, I was just so young and I just didn't understand, how serious it was. And I feel like being that young and not completely understanding exactly the the what's the word I'm looking for? Not understanding the importance of handling your business. There's some lessons there, and I'll tell anybody out there, the best thing that could have happened to me was me being broke, me going without, because it taught me how to manage my money once I got it. And bringing it around to this piece, I feel like there's a hidden gem in that. And seeing that, yeah, at the time it didn't really phase me like that, but I learned so much from not having, and I could look back on those decisions that I made like, damn, that was stupid, but it made me who I am today. You know what I mean? So I don't know, and I feel like with this, the inspiration in this was just thinking that there's so many opportunities in everyday life, different situations that you're gonna look back on. You're gonna be like, man, I was tripping about this, that, and the third, but that was such a smooth time. Or, it was so cool back then when we used to laugh and play, or like when your childhood. All of us reminisce on our childhood on how much we loved it. But I'm sure you wouldn't go back to being a child, because that has its own issues. I mean, your parents are completely in control of your life. You can't just do whatever you want to do. You got to follow the rules everywhere you go. And as a kid, you definitely a lot of times got to go with the flow. You got to work with what you have. But you see that there's power in that. There was freedom in that. It's ironic as that sounds. So I don't know. I mean, somebody out there feel me. But yeah, so you know, a lot of the best things in life are right under our nose. You don't want to wait to look back on those situations and be able to say, man, I was tripping off of this, that, and the third, but that was a time. That was a time. And realize that it's a time while you're in it. You got people that are gems in your life. Realize that they're gems in the moment. Give people their flowers in the moment. Give situations their flowers in the moment. Don't wait and look back on it like, man, I don't know how good I had it. So that's, I guess, that kind of sums it up for today. This is a piece, Hidden Gems. Y'all want to hit me up, DM me if you're interested in prints. Like I said, I like to break down my art, let y'all know where my mind was at when I did it. And yeah, this will look dope on your wall. So, hey, this is another episode of the Chopping It with Penner podcast. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Go be great.